Welcome, sharks. We are truck eats, and what we are is we are a service we provide to customers, letting them know the nearest trucks close to them, and they can filter it through our app. They can find style, cuisine they want. They can write reviews on the app. They can view reviews, and they can look at the menu. But we are also a marketing service we provide to the food trucks. So basically, we give them a GPS tracking device, and we also give them dispatchers. And the dispatchers lets them know where they'll make the most revenue. So they can tell these food trucks, hey, there's an event going on over here, go there. Or maybe there's two food trucks too close together, and they have similar style cuisine, tell them where to spread out. And our target audience, dispatchers. Our target audience is most people who visit food trucks are around 25 to 34. So basically millennials. Millennials are into hole-in-the-wall, brandless, grungy, not too mainstream, not too corporate food joints. And also we would be taking advantage of beaches, construction sites, campuses, carnivals, sporting events, and just basically anywhere in the metropolitan area. But that begs the question, how are we going to attract our target audience?
Speaking of that, as a marketing manager, I'm in charge of how we're gonna market. So there's traditional and digital marketing. So even though we still do the traditional, which is stickers and stuff like that, we want to stick to the digital. So which gets into an Instagram page. Our Instagram page currently, at this moment, we just posted this picture a few minutes ago. We already have about 865 followers. In Portland, Oregon, that's our email, our phone number. And just like that, 2 hours ago, 37 likes. So what we're gonna do with the Instagram post is we're gonna make the truck owners, go live, talk about their food, their daily life. Let's say today, one of our truck did that. The next day will be another one. With our Snapchat, that is mainly for customers. We're gonna have filters made by food truck location. Let's say the event is in University of Portland. So we're gonna have a filter with our logo, so students can post with it. Not only that, we also give them access for our Snapchat password. So basically students, they can talk about their days, about our food. So we just marketing, it's just free marketing based on our website and Instagram. So our website is designed under construction right now. For some reason, it's not connected. We have our own website. You guys can visit it. On the website, we have a couple of pages where food truck owners, we cannot reach them. There's about, 2,000 food trucks in Portland, Oregon. So let's say they want to reach out to us. They have their own section where they can actually apply to us. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it to our senior network engineer.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mohammed Mozaid, network engineer of this project. This is I'm in charge of networking of this project, and we have two plans for this project, internet of this project. First of all, because we have limited budget, we designed a small server room. It's not in our office, it is online. And we are connected by we have a backup connection with them. One of them is fiber by fiber. The second one is with, could you please? We have a fiber connection for this project and satellite connection because they are the satellites are most stable connection. And we have our data center is online. It's not located. Our user information is stored in online. And when our project grows, we will design our own data center. Okay. Our data center, we will design our own data center. Our data center will have backup connections like a fiber, satellite. We can also use Harris for that. And for second one, we will have a backup generator, electricity, air conditioning, everything will be backup. We will design two server rooms for this. And in case of when something happened for first server room, the second server room will support users and everything else. And I will pass to our CFO.
Yeah, okay, so I'm CFO, Chief Financial Officer. All right, first and foremost, our idea is pretty great. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but we've already looked at the stuff to patent and trademark our business idea, so that's going to run us about $6,500. And then how are we going to be able to pinpoint the accuracy of these food trucks with GPS trackers that we found on wish.com? And so each of those, yeah, and Mohammed has a little thing of what those would look like, and they're pretty small. They would fit. Either what's it?
They're just going to be plugged under
Yeah,
driver's seat.
yeah. So under the driver's seat, next to the spots where it's mostly not covered with like other types of metal, so that's not gonna interfere the signal. So it's mostly gonna be closest to the windows and like the front windshield mirror.
And I'm going to go ahead and pass to the chart to see what kind of device we have.
Yeah, that's just a little demo.
The device that we've been using for the past 2 years, we tested it, and now we take it to downtown Seattle, take it to like rural areas, the network is very stable.
Yeah, and we figured to try out that data here first and then move it over to Portland, Oregon. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But a little bit more about what all this is going to run. So each of these little devices are just running us about $17 a piece. And first off, we're starting out with 10 food trucks that we're going to be working with. So different types of cuisines, Italian, American, burgers, just like the typical stuff you find.
And the Mediterranean guy that we talked last time, so we also have a new guy that joined us recently.
Yeah, that's right. And so just $17 each. We're buying a little bit more than the initial 10 because maybe one of them will break down, we don't know. And then the internet is going to run us about, business class internet is going to run us about $1,300. And to host our applications for our users, it's gonna, Apple's charging us $99 per year to have the app, and the Google Play Store is only charging us $25 to host the app. And then last thing here, we're gonna be hiring 6 customer service representatives who are gonna double up as dispatchers for the food trucks. So we're gonna be paying them about. They're going to be working part-time. We're going to be paying them about $25,000, so that's about somewhat around the competitive wage in Portland, Oregon right now. Portland, Oregon is going for like $26 or so. So for part-time employees, we're going to be paying them about $25. Oh, and the $7,000 here, that's just going to go to furnishing the office. So desks, chairs, computers, and phones with headsets for our customer service representatives. Okay, and this is the actual office that we were able to find in Portland, Oregon. And then, why Portland, Oregon? Here's Montana to tell you a little bit about that.
Hello, good afternoon. So we decided to go with Portland as Food Truck Nation rated Portland as #1 to have food trucks, and just because of the fact that the fees paid, it's like the least amount of fees paid, number of restrictions. There's no restrictions on proximity with other food trucks, and so we just voted to start up in Portland, and then just kind of go down that line as we expand. But in closing, we just wanted to show you guys that we already have pitched this idea to food trucks. And here's what they thought. Lights, please.
We're trying to create an app that locates food trucks for you. So similar to what Google Maps already does, Yelp and all those guys. But they just do like stuff that are stationary, right? So just restaurants, but not like you guys. You guys maybe are like here today, somewhere else tomorrow, maybe Capitol Building next day, and like most of your customers might not know that. So what do you think of an app that would like allow you to do that? So say, oh, I will do this. Where are they at right now?
Oh yeah, exactly. That is a really good problem right now because there's like only one website that I know of, like the Seattle Food Trucks, where it's like it nails out everything around your area.
Which that's like
Yeah, but it's weird because like it doesn't really update it as much, you know.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes like some of the restaurants don't update it like how they're supposed to, so they give up the wrong locations and everything. But it would be cool if we had like live time with like everything.
Oh, and never got your name by the way.
Oh, Mark.
Mark, nice to meet you, Harry. Okay, so Mark, what would you think about a little GPS tracker installed on the food truck that you just turn on whenever your shift starts, and then you're transmitting live to my customer representatives and my dispatchers, and anybody could just look that up, whoever has our app.
That would be awesome.
It would be really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it would be easier for people to actually gauge if they're still at that location or not.
Right, because it would be live.
Yeah, sometimes it would leave early and then they'll come for lunch and then they don't have nothing.
David, how about we told you we have a live customer service to assist you as well as the customers? Let's say you stand over here right now, obviously any orders happening.
Yeah.
Let's say we tell you, hey, there's an event like 5 miles from here. There's gonna be about 2,000 people. Park your car over there. So we're gonna give you like where to work too. And hey, well, essentially this stadium right now, there's events going on. What do you think about that? Like telling you.
I think that would be awesome because like, of course that's more revenue for us, you know. So, like if we're in the loop of like what events are going on and if we're able to get the connection like that, that'd be really awesome.
Okay. Right now, is anybody managing your social media?
Just our owners, just Andrea and Mark, yeah.
Okay. Are they like very dedicated with that, or is that just something they do like, oh, maybe I should update the Twitter?
I think they're starting to like really get into it because they started getting like reads and delivery at the restaurant home. So like they're trying to get this stuff known, right?
Oh, okay. So the food truck is not the sole business; it's just an extension of the business already.
I would say from what they've told me, like this was their beginning. And then they just recently opened up the restaurant like back in April.
And do you know how many followers they have on that Instagram page?
Not at all. No.
Okay, how about we told you as a startup they have over 800 followers at the moment.
Yeah, we're already starting with that, and it's all like local organic growth.
Yeah, exactly. That's really good. You know, that's a good startup. I don't even have that much followers on this group.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think about the payment method? We're thinking about charging $800 a month with the dispatching, customer service, and those events nearby. What do you think $800?
I think that would be a good idea.
Per month. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a good standpoint. Honestly, from what you guys are giving us, that'd probably be a good idea.
Thanks, Mark.
We would call it trucking needs, and that's really it.
Hey man, it's a good idea, like honestly, because like sometimes I do feel bad for people like that come through like a little later than usual, and then they're like, oh, I was here for the person.
Yeah. Or people are like down in Pioneer, they drive, there's no parking.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you guys could go with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Mark, thank you for your time.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
So this was actually on 9th and what was it?
I forgot the address, but it was somewhere in like downtown Seattle.
Yeah, it was like by Denny. It was like literally just a couple blocks down the street.
And that's not the only guy that we interviewed. We actually interviewed about 3 people. Just gonna fit it on that video.
Yeah, the interviews would be too long.
Yeah.
We're trying to create an app that
Let's make a deal.
Yeah, so we are asking $300,000 for 10% stake. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. All right. So the app locates prime places, right, for trucks to pull up based off of what?
Based off what?
Who finds the places?
We find the places, customers, so we're gonna have we will have an app that we just do not have to right now, it's under construction.
So
you
it
can-
wasn't a part of the presentation?
Hmm?
It wasn't a part of the presentation?
No, it was part of the presentation because we were ready to put in our website, but the system is not working. I was about to show you, I was about to walk you through how it works. But let's say you have the phone app, you can just look it up, okay, there's this this food truck is nearby. And you can just walk there, order, you can just write reviews and leave comments and stuff.
Okay, I'm trying to get the concept though. So we find the trucks or the trucks find us?
You guys find the truck.
We find the trucks, okay.
Mhm.
2 things with that. One, Here in Seattle, since I've been here, each business has a sticker on the front of it, on the rating of the business and the cleanliness, right? How are we verifying that?
How are we verifying that?
Mm-hmm.
That's something that we're gonna be working with them, you know, like, we actually make sure that these people are serving, we have to talk to them as a business. We're not just gonna grab any food truck companies and say, hey, work with us. We make sure they serve the right food, we check their rating before we actually put them in our company.
Okay.
Who's your main competitor and what's your competitive advantage?
So we talk to the food truck as Yelp. Yelp charges them about $600 a month, but that is just to be reviews and comments. So Yelp is not gonna give them accurate information where they're at, what time they work. It's just writing reviews and comments. It's $600 a month. With us, we do it in dispatch, which is we bring in more revenue. Also, you guys can see that video, you know, like,
And you're at 800 a month.
we are 800 a month with customer service, you know, like, we run in their social media, which we already have over 800 followers. And that is, in the past 5 weeks, you know, we just publishing this news to the audience, and that's how we're getting followers.
That's how you're getting followers. I think part of the question from my colleague here was, how do you find out real time about all the different events that are going on?
So that's gonna be, the customer service will be trained. That's part of their job. We have to look up what kind of events going on in the city. You know, Portland Trail Blazers, they might be playing basketball. They have the Portland Timbers, University of Portland. There's gonna be events all over around, like in the city. So part of the customer service team and our job is actually to locate those events, which the food truck will be giving, and they will be able to find it.
Do you have enough payroll, enough amount payroll for that?
Yeah, actually, the minimum wage in Portland right now is about $13, and we pay them $24. So
Yeah.
that is to make sure that they're not gonna leave us and stuff like that. Here, we're actually in charge of that.
Yeah, so we're, minimum wage is like 13 for the whole state of Oregon, but in Portland, it's becoming a little bit similar to how it is here. We're like very savvy and everybody's getting wise to that, and so they're asking for higher wages because of more skilled workforces. So we're trying to stay competitive to incentivize our customer service representatives to not just go through training, get the paycheck, get out, and then jump off to whatever it is that they actually want to pursue career-wise.
And you said that you're going to inform, that tracker informs the truck of where the events are?
No, the truckers and the dispatchers will be talking to them.
Yeah.
So it's basically before they start the shift, or like, it's not the same thing, we're gonna do, we already know in advance what kind of event gonna be in that city. So we actually dispatch the hey, today you're gonna be in the Portland metro area, that a team might be in there. So they already know it, they know where they're starting the shift.
Okay, so you tell them what it goes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about permits? Because you need a permit to sell food out of the truck is
Well, they would already have the permits as them being the food trucks, we kind of just help dispatch them to different places.
Service safe verification and permits are two different things. That big red document in the back of that guy's truck was his permit to be at that specific location. So before someone sets up shop, they have to have a permit.
Yeah, that's where the customer service representatives will double up as well. So they would get tickets or just space in the venue wherever, say, a concert would be held at, or like just any event.
So you have representatives that are going to find the locations and work with the city to find permits for multiple different vendors in one day?
Like I said, we're not doing it the same day, so we're doing it in advance. We know this event's gonna be there. When Portland release their schedule, we know that they get it in advance. So we're trying, again, like the soccer team, you know, they release their, not a year, but about 3-4 months, they know what kind of teams are playing, they know their location, so we're gonna be working with it. Once we secure that permit to have them stand by the stadium, you know, we're not gonna, it's not something that we're gonna be updating every time. It's just gonna be something that we're gonna be working with the owners of the stadium and stuff like that.
Also, there's a site called meetup.com, every events and things like this, how many people will go to that events, or detail how many people will be here and can use it for that.
So you're going to use someone else's platform to do your business, no?
We're not actually doing that. We have.
You know you are.
No, we're not. We have a trained customer service that we train them. That's why we pay them a higher role. But we pay them 24. That is actually really good payment. Part of their job is to do this research. So, and the reason why we're paying them higher, like we said, we don't want them to do this stuff after the training. We're giving them hardcore training for them to be able to do their job.
So I want to take it down a different path. establishing your own data center? Why?
Because we cannot rely on other data centers. Like we are not sure our customers' data are safe and their data center are not. It's for the first time, for the beginning of this project, we will store our data on online in other spaces like Azure, Microsoft Azure, and things like this. And after our project become bigger and bigger, and we can switch to enterprise data center, that we have control on everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And higher costs.
For the first time, no. For the first plan, it's not high
Well,
cost.
true, when you're using
Yeah.
cloud, I get, you're right, cloud
Yeah.
serving, your costs are not,
Yeah.
they're gonna be predictable, but when you go to your own data center, the costs do go up. on
We
premise
can,
basis.
data center is it's not like when we say data center, it's an image like big servers, things like this. We can design a small data center.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Like with two racks, servers, and things like this. Yeah.
I'd like to make an offer. I just want to know that you all are passionate about food and food trucks and aren't going to run off to an awesome tech job in like five years after we do this together. So here's my offer. I think that we have an opportunity to take advantage of what Yelp doesn't do well, in that they were developed for this brick and mortar restaurant. And what you're saying you do really well is the tracking and the changes that happen in a truck. And even like if anyone's ever worked for a restaurant, when you 86 an item and you run out of this or that, I think the customer wants to know that before they get to that truck and make that journey. So if we can do that really well, I feel like our goal should be to actually sell the business and to Yelp once we know how to do the food truck business really well. And then you all can cash out and go start new businesses. So my offer is actually doubling my investment for double the stakes, so $600,000 for 20% of the business.
We can hold on that. Let's hear from that, judges.
I was just going to make your offer at $300,000 for 10%.
Thank you, Melanie.
I'm just not interested, so I'm good.
Thank you, Michael.
I do think it's a good idea. There's some rough points that still need to be worked out. I think you're working through those, right? I think looking at some of the other legal issues that are there, such as, the licensing, all those sort of things. It sounds like you're gonna have your part-time staff working really, really hard. I think you really need to look at that. And also look and see, as a startup mom.
Share when you send this, when you're going there.
Yeah. Market research.
So
Right,
we actually,
Sharks, we have delivered, and here's Mohammed with the answer.
so we actually have new offers for you guys. We're not going with any of the offers that you have. 700K for 15% of the company. And there's something that we forget to mention. Our business in the next 6 months, we projected to have 40,000 a month, working with 50 food trucks. So 40,000 a month, that's our.
Her offer was nice. She was looking very nice to you.
Well, we're not trying to sell our company. This company is something that's growing. There's nothing that's doing this business at the moment. And we have a plan to grow, so we don't want to sell it.
So you increased about 400 grand?
Yeah, 400 grand, 15%.
Does that make sense?
I still only have 600,000 to invest, so I will do that at 15%.
And selling it, or we're not selling it? On the construction.
Oh, you don't want to sell it in the future?
We don't want to sell it in the future.
Oh, you don't want to make like millions?
The idea is already making $1 million, so we don't have a plan to sell it.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, that's a conflict of intention with the company, so I guess I'm out.
I dropped 2.
So what's your offer here?
Our offer right now is 700K for 15% of the
And that's it?
and let's hear your offer.
I mean, you know, going in at 700K for still just 15% doesn't work, right? You know, I didn't make the kind of money I made by doing something like that. So if I were to go in at 700K, then there's some things that would still have to change, right? So if I'm going in at 700K, then I would be wanting, you know, I would be wanting 26%.
We'll take it.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck. Challenge.
Thank you.